Hello and welcome to another stream. My name is Ray and it is Learning Korean with Ray, day 176. We almost finished lesson 17 yesterday. There's only one chapter left, which is about the subject particle nin and in, and I and ga on the other side. And today we'll read that. And then we are done, and maybe we'll start a practice video today as well. I think so. Okay, but first let's go into the vocabulary review. We have 17 words. Okay, 17 words, let's go. Education, 교육. Korean letters might help. Oh, what am I doing again?
교육.
교육. Feelings. 기금? No, something key. Was it 기계? No. Yeah, 기계 is machine. I don't know. 기분. 기분, yeah. I marked my message. Yes, I can see it. You to my cat. It's highlighted in my chat that only I see, and it should be highlighted on your chat as well. Thanks for tuning in. Okay, to turn should be tilde. Tulda. Damn it. Man. But it's not Kolda, right? Kolida? No. Ah, wait, it's not to turn, it's turn. Oh, man. Yeah, but I don't know this anymore. 안녕, Kaya. 순서. Economical. 경제적. exam. 시험. To be poor. 키난. 가난다. I'm pretty sure it's 가난하다. Yeah. Okay, recently. Wow, those are hard today. Is it 나중? 나중에? No. Gotta look. Shim, e, nyon, na, kun, shi, joe, sop. I don't know.
출근,
최근,
최근,
최근, 최근에, 최근. Okay.
출근, 최근,
Newspaper. 문, 신문, 신문.
신문,
또 다른, 또다, 어르다.
또 다른
Person high respect from 분.
분
To get married. 결, 결혼이다. 결혼하다. Damn.
결혼하다,
Like this. Okay. 결혼하다. Not 결혼하다, but 결혼하다. To be satisfactory. 만족스럽다.
만족스럽다,
가격. 고객.
고객,
To welcome. 환영. 하다.
환영하다,
Rich person. Something with pu. It's not pusa. Wow, not looking good today. Puja.
부자,
Recently. 최근에.
출근, 최근,
To call out. 부르다.
부르다,
Okay, not the cleanest session. Yeah, but we'll just continue with the grammar anyways. There we go. 17. And we are at the last chapter. Let's just continue there. Okay, so now it is time to continue what was presented back in lesson 2. In lesson 2 you started learning about differences between iga and nin in. Now that you have increased your understanding of Korean grammar, I can continue to explain the nuances between iga and nin in. at this point, I encourage you to reread lesson 2 in order to refresh yourself on what we talked about last time. Yeah, I actually have to agree. I actually will do that. Here is just a very short one. So iga as subject marker. We should use iga with ita. Okay. So nin or ga can be used after cat. And in some situations there's no difference, but in some situation it is subtly different. So nin in has the role of indicating that something is being compared. Okay. And with ga it's simply stating effects. So in this case, with nin here, the cat is behind the house. It's only one sentence. You have no context to what the cat is being compared with. However, if I were to make up a context that fits the situation, it could be that the dog is in the house, the cat is behind the house. Yeah, but when it's by itself, what then? Okay, so this whole comparing thing is here. It's used much more in complicated sentences. Okay. Yeah, so that's pretty much all. If you haven't reached lesson 17, we're just doing that, you won't understand what is being described in that lesson. Wait, what? If you haven't reached lesson 17, you won't understand what is being described in that lesson. Yeah. If I have not reached it, I cannot understand what's being described in it, right? It's a weird sentence. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much all. So let's continue here with lesson 17. One problem with both of these particles is that both have many functions. Another specific function of nin in addition to the comparison, is to indicate a general fact or statement. In the lesson 2 he just said I and ga is used when you just want to state a fact. And now he's saying nin in is used for general fact or statement. Okay. The Rocky Mountains are high. Roki sanin no payo. Okay. Everybody would typically know that the Rocky Mountains are high, so this could be said in a general way as seen above. This can be contrasted with iga used. Can we contrast it with iga? Used this way, iga wouldn't be used to describe a general fact about something. Rather, it would be used to describe a specific situation that usually the speaker just realized or observed. For example, if you were hiking with a friend and suddenly got a glimpse of a nearby mountain, you could say, "Wow, that mountain is high." Wow, Sani Nopta. Okay. Note here, even though the speaker is talking about this specific mountain, he or she is not comparing it with something else. Okay. Yeah, but if you say, "Wow, the mountain is high," you're basically implying that the other mountains that you just have seen previously are not as high, right? So for me, there's like an implied comparison in it. Okay, mountain is high, mountain is high. In general, mountains are high. This mountain that I'm looking at, which I've never seen or noticed before, is high. Okay, so when you just realize something, okay. So again, if we compare, then we use nin or in. Okay. Sanin Nupta. Mountain is high. Mountains are high. Okay. Or I could say, in comparison to the other mountain, is high. Okay. The only way you can distinguish between particular nuances being used is understanding the situation in which they are being said. Okay. Summer weather is good. Nin. General fact about summer weather. Okay. So that's the general fact, that in general in summer it's good. However, if you just walked outside and experienced that the weather is good, you would be more inclined to say Nalshiga Nota. Jota. Here the speaker is just indicating that the weather at the moment is good and not talking about the weather being good all the time. This doesn't mean that Nalshinin Chota is incorrect. You most definitely could use that sentence, but only in an appropriate situation. This was the dialogue I had with the Korean person. When would you be able to say Nalshinin Chota? It clearly isn't used as a general statement because weather in general isn't always good. So when could I say this? It sounds like you're comparing it with something. Like saying that the weather is good but something else might be bad. Okay. The food here isn't delicious but the weather is good. Here you're saying the weather is good but the food is bad. Okay. Okay, interesting. So general facts or comparisons for nin and in, and realizing, experiencing something in the moment, I and ga. Okay. Another example. Diamonds are hard. Okay, if you just say it like that, you use nin or in, and if you just touch a diamond for the first time maybe, and you have it in your hold and you touch it, then you might say it was ga. That's my prediction here. Let's see. This statement that can be applied generally. Most people would know that diamonds are hard, but this is not new information or anything like that. However, if somebody picked up a diamond and felt it and realizes exactly how hard that particular diamond is, they would be more inclined to say Dai Diamondega no mu dakdakada. Hi KJ, you, you with your big news. I have watched ASL. I know the results of ASL, so you are free to tell me big news. It's fine. But I probably already know them. If it's about Flash, I assume. Diamonds are hard due to experience that I have right now with this diamond. I can realize that this diamond is very hard. Okay. Yes, really, I have seen it. 저는 보았어요. What is the news? Yes, Flash is playing random and he's advanced. He advanced to the round of 4. Then again, I still think his opponents were not that hard so far. I think he had a pretty weak, like he had more weaker opponents. There are definitely harder opponents in the tournament still, like Snow for example. But yeah, we'll see. Now if we changed the noun Pabin dakdakada, rice is hard, this would not be expressed as a general statement. Why? Because generally rice is not hard. However, if you were about to have dinner and the rice on your plate, you touched it, you could say, yeah, with E, of course. Rice is hard. Yeah, I understand that, yeah. This is not a therefore it's a comparative, like comparative statement if it's in. So you might say the potato is, if you say the rice is hard with in, maybe you're saying but the potato is like soft. The soup is hot but the rice is hard. Okay, so it doesn't have to be like hard and soft, so it, like opposites or so. It can also be just another statement about something else in the context of your dinner. Wow, we have a lot of chat here. 안녕하세요. 박 Park Jae-uk. I'm getting faster with translating your letters into Korean. 한국인 이푼방 애정자임. I have no idea what that is. ID가? Okay, here we have something related to the lesson. Okay, ID가 한국인임. So your ID is Korean, and you just experienced it. You just saw this ID, KJHUF21. So that's why you're using ga instead of nin. Very good. Very good. I appreciate your contribution to the lesson. Okay. Another example. These words are introduced. Wait, what? Yellow and we're learning colors in lesson 23. Nice. Okay. Okay. That's unfortunate. White and black have this sec in the end, and I was hoping every color has sec in the end, but I guess not. I was hoping for this pattern, but it's always disappointing me. Every single pattern that I learn, that I recognize in different words of Korean, it just always disappoints me when I learn more words in that context. It's quite sad. Then again, this is an adjective, and maybe I learned the nouns of the colors. Maybe it's still fine. We'll see. You can add sec to the end of each color if you want, but there are two versions for colors. Oh, two versions. Like numbers or what? Chinese colors and pure Korean colors? 한국어 공부 잘 되고 있어요. 잘 되고 있어요. Where have you learned Korean so well? Is that the translation of that sentence? Where did you learn Korean so well? Or where did you study Korean so well? Is it where? I'm not sure. I'm saying where because of the isoyo. Okay, how is it going? Okay, sad. Pangan, Palgansek. Okay, and what do we have here? Palgata. Okay, anyways, let's continue here. In general, apples are red. In general, because of the nin. Here, nin, because we compare the color of apples with the color of bananas. Here we have ga, so we just have a specific apple that we just like picked from the tree, or we have it somewhere. Yeah, the apple that I'm just looking at, and the apple is blue. This would normally not be the case. Therefore, it would never be used with nin in to express a general statement meaning. However, iga is used here to describe that the apple that the speaker is experiencing, which may or may not follow what is typical of other apples. Okay, okay. So you're saying it's going well. Okay. Yeah, I clearly am not getting the Goita edition. Goita. Okay. Innen. Innen? Is that like just both subject particles after each other, or is it an actual word? Innen. Yeah, but that's too much to read. Sorry. In general, doctors are smart. The doctor is smart. Yeah, okay, I got this. I got this. It's fine. This is why when you want to say it is raining, you must use the following sentence. Ga. Instead of saying nin. It is raining. Rain? What is wa? Wayo? Is it like come, to come? Should be to come, right? Wayo? Rain comes. Right now in this specific moment. Okay, I see. In general, it rains makes no sense. Maybe if you compare the weather of two different countries or so, then this might be possible. But yeah, so I think I have improved my understanding of when to use nin in and iga. Okay. Yeah, usually sentences are more complex and they are like statement responses to other statements or questions or whatever. Okay. You still haven't learned everything you need to know about IGA. Once again, I need to send you along without having learned everything. And in 22 we will learn more. Okay. 고마워요. 고마워요. I just know como. 고마워요. No, that makes no sense. Is it a map? Mapda? Irregular? Or is it not? I guess it is. Komap. Komap. Okay. Well, I don't know the word, but I'm just trying to recognize the irregulars. Okay, yeah, so the lesson is finished. We have reached the practice video. So shall we do it? Or should we do a little review? Let me just read the table of contents here. Connecting particle. Let's just very quickly go through them. Wait, we can use go. We usually do not conjugate the first one, except two things happening in the past that follow a similar idea, or a considerable amount of time has passed between two actions, but they are still related after each other. Okay. Using are or also. So that is here. Oh, with an irregular. Wait, is it? No, it's not. Wait. Shall... yeah, I didn't know the word for cut, right? Yeah, okay. Jadada. Okay, yeah, it's irregular. Okay, fine. So the are and also is especially used when we do something as a follow-up of the first action. We go somewhere, we sit down to do something and stuff like that. And that is when we use are or also, right? Okay, and then we have yeah, koshipda. Koshipda is, yeah, we learned that. when we want to do a verb, and then we learned about nin and iga. Okay, so that was a very short review, but should be enough. Let's go for the sentence practice.
All right, let's practice some sentences.
Bit low volume, 1 second, and I have to prepare my text field here. Okay, so again I will put the window in that I type the text in front of the chat, so I'm not seeing the chat, and we are going for the first sentence.
I'm going to prompt you with 5 English sentences based on the grammar from Unit 1, Lesson 17, and it's going to be your job to try to translate those sentences into Korean.
Okay,
the first sentence I would like you to try is...
Yes? Hello?
I will rest a little and then go to the store.
Okay, I will rest a little and then go to the store. Okay, so the big question here is this a real, like, is he doing the first action to do the second action? Well, you could argue that he needs a rest, otherwise he can't go because he's so exhausted or so. But I don't think it applies here. So I would just use go, ko in this case. So let's do this. And then we have to think about the subject particle now. Is this a general statement of, well, with I, we always used nin before, always. So I think you use nin here. With I, it's different, I think, because you can't say like you're comparing something here, or you can't say this is a general statement about me that doesn't really fit, but still we always use nin. So I'm just using nin here for jaw. Okay, so what is to rest? To rest is shwida. Yeah, shwida. I will rest shwida. We add go to the stem. So shwigo. Oh, I mistyped. Shwi. Shwigo. Jonin shwigo a little. A little. That is important. A little. Chogim. I will rest a little. That is interesting. So chogim. I would say chogim. Chogimero. That's what I would say. Chogimero. It's like describing the way how I rest. Not really, but I don't know. Maybe it's just chogim. Maybe it's just chogim shwida. Yeah, I will leave it like this. I'm not sure. Okay, and then we have I will rest. So this is a future. So we have a future form here. We need to conjugate the second for sure, the second verb here, and then we think about if we should conjugate the first one as well. Then go to the store. To the store, kage. Kagero in the direction of the store. To the store. What is to again? Oh my god. I don't know. That's really the things that I forgot the most. What is like from, to, about? Is it just A? Is it ege? Is it hante? I have no idea. Damn it. I'll just put A here. And then will go. So 갈 거예요. 갈 거예요. And now we think about if we should conjugate the first verb as well. Are they both in the past? No. Are they... Is there a considerable amount of time between those? But they are still connected? No. So I'm not conjugating the schwida. It stays schwigo. So I'm not sure if I should put like an object particle after chogim. Is rest acting on a little? I don't think so. But I have no idea how to do that anyways. I will just leave it like this. That's probably wrong, but yeah, that's it. Okay, so I'm looking at Kaya's sentence now. 저는 조금. Okay, you have no particle after 조금. That's good. That's good for me. Schwigo is the same as well. Oh, and you also have A for kage. Wow, we actually have exactly the same. I can't believe it. I'm so like unsure about two things here, about the particle of kage and about the particle of chogim. But yeah, let's look at the solution here.
Give you 10 seconds and you can start now. Okay, the subject of the sentence is I, so I'll start by writing this here. Now, I want to indicate that I'm resting just a little bit, and the common way that you can say that is by putting the adverb 조금. Now, I want to indicate that I'm going to rest, and
it's
then...
not chogim, it's jogum. Jogum. Okay, so little mistake there, sadly. Jogum.
Go somewhere else. So really what I have to do is sort of break this up into two different sections. One saying that I will rest and one saying that I will go. If I want to do that, I can put the stem of the verb to rest, and the actual verb itself, maybe I'll write the whole thing first, is shida. But that's just this, as I said a second ago, it's the stem. And what I want to do is add ko to this. And really what this allows me to say, or what it allows me to do, is to say, okay, well, this is going to happen, and then this next thing is going to happen. So right now this says I'm going to rest a little, but now I want to indicate that I want to go to the store. If I want to do that here, well, all I need to do is just sort of treat this, the rest of this sentence that I'm going to do after this shigo, to indicate that I'm going to go to the store. Well, the place that I'm going to go is the store, so I'll write that here, kage. That's the place that I'm going, so I'm going to put the particle a onto kage to indicate that that's where I'm going. Now I just need to indicate that I'm going to go there, and it's going to happen in the future tense because I will be doing this. So I'm going to, kada is the verb to go, but if I want to indicate that this is going to happen in the future tense, I'm going to add this to it. And so it's going to say 갈, and then ko, and then 예요.
Okay.
This sentence would read, 저는 조금 쉬고 가게에 갈 거예요. The next sentence I would like you to try is...
Okay, 100% correctness so far. No, I'm lying. I did chogim and not jogim. So not 100%, but still pretty close.
I will go to school and then study English.
Okay, so window goes in front of the chat again. Wait, I just saw another message by Kaya. Chogim is an adverb, so it doesn't need anything else. Okay. But it can also be used as a noun, right? I learned the sentence in the very first Korean course that I did in the beginning of my learning. I learned the sentence, just give me a little bit, please. 조금. Shogemichu seo. I think. So that there was a E already. Interesting. I can't remember it being Chogemin. Chogemichu seo? I'm not sure. I don't know. Yeah, but anyways, okay, thanks Kaya. So now I'm putting the window in front of the chat. Now I'm not seeing the chat anymore, so let's go. I will go to the school and study English. So here clearly the person, I, is going to the school to do something in that place he's going to. So the second action is a clear follow-up by the first action. Of the first action. So we start out with chonin. And then we want to indicate we go to the school. So we say hakyoe. We will go, but we don't conjugate the first part, so we just say ka, which is to go, the stem of to go. And now we use a or also. We use aso because ka has an a, so we use kaso. Yeah, kaso, okay. And study English. So English is yongo, yongore, yongore. Study kungbu, but we will study something, so we need to put the future conjugation. So it's pul, kongbul, kongbul koyeo. Mistyped. Like this. Okay. 영어를 공부할 거예요. Dot. Here. Okay, that's my answer. So let's see what Kaya has. 저는 학교에 가서 영어를 공부하다. Oh no. I forgot the ha. That's sad. That's really sad. Yeah, but okay, the rest is the same. That's really sad. 공부하다. Yeah, obviously. 공부할. I mistype again. 공부할. Okay.
Give you 10 seconds and you can start now. Okay, the subject of the sentence is I, so I'm going to put that at the beginning. Now, very similar to sentence number 1, I really need to break this up into two sections. One to indicate that I will go to school, and then the next to indicate that I'm going to study English. So if I want to do that, I'll start by indicating that the place that I'm going to go to is the school. So I'm going to put 학교, followed by A to indicate that that's the place that I'm going. Now, if I'm going to the school and then at the school I'm going to be doing something, you learned in lesson 17 that what you should do is instead of putting this ko that we saw in the previous sentence, what you want to do is add, I'll write this over on the side, either add this or this, depending on what the stem of the verb ends in. So in this case, because kada, the stem ends in a, what I want to do is I want to add this to it. So I'm going to basically add a and then so. So it's going to say ka so. Now that's just indicating that I went to school and then, or I will go to school, or I'm going to school, but I haven't really indicated what I'm going to be doing at the school. Well, what I'm going to be doing once I'm at school is I'm going to be studying English. English is the thing in which I will be studying. So I'm going to add the word for English, which is 영어. Again, that's the thing that I am studying. So I'm going to add the object particle onto it. Now I'm going to indicate that I'm going to study there. And this is happening in the future tense. So I'll put the verb 공부하다, 공부. And I'm going to put this in the future tense, very similar to what I did in this sentence up here, to say 공부할 거예요. And this sentence would read, 저는 학교에 가서 영어를 공부할 거예요. The next sentence I would like you to...
Yeah, okay. Yeah, sometimes I have this problem for verbs that only end in da and not hada. I know I remove the da to have the stem, right? Everything except the da is the stem. The da is like the general verb ending that I remove. But then hada is also another general verb ending that I remove, but only the da. Despite the ha itself being very common and very like in a lot of verbs, it's still part of the stem, and I cannot remove it like the da. So that's my problem. Sometimes I remove the ha da completely. I remove da or ha da because there are verbs ending in da or ha da, but that's wrong. Only always remove the da, even with ha da. Okay, sentence number 3. Let's go.
Try is, I lay on the bed and cried. I actually had to look this up because for some reason I would more naturally say, I lied on the bed and cried. But I'm really good at Korean grammar, but I'm not very good at English grammar. But I had to look this up to make sure that I actually said this correctly. It's actually lay. I'll give you 10 seconds and you can start now.
Okay. So chat windows in front of the chat and we start. 저는. So here the difficulty for me is I need to figure out what to lay down is. I want to say it's nupta. I hope it's nupta. I will not look it up. I just hope it's nupta. So on the bed, bed is 침대, 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 침대. On the bed. Oh, on the bed. Maybe we need to use not but we use on top, like I think that's we. We. Wait, I'm getting confused sometimes. Is it we? I think in front is up, like up, yeah, up. But then there's also on top, which is on dock, or is that hill? I'm not sure. No, I think it's like something like on top. But above is only we, I think. I will use we. So on the bed. But then again, do you really need to specify that? You're not laying next to the bed, you're not laying under the bed or in front of the bed. That makes no sense. Maybe I should just use a. I'm not sure if you actually use those really positional words like in front, next to, behind. Do you really use them even if it's clear what it is? I'm not sure, so I will be curious to what the correct answer to that is. But that's not point of this practice, so I will just use we to indicate it's on top of the bed and not somewhere else. And then we say nupta. Nupta. So this is one of those positional verbs, where we also use a, so, or also, and since this is ending in a B, we actually use nur so. Nur so. I hope. And cried. So now we just put cry in the past tense. Cry is ulda. Ulda conjugated to the past tense. We have an R irregular there. Ay ay ay. Ay ay ay. R irregular. R irregular. Ah, that's the hardest one for me. R irregular. I think we definitely remove the R. Wait, isn't this the one that sometimes does not apply? I think it might be not. It might not apply. Urosoyo. Maybe that's actually correct. Urosoyo. Or is it just uosoyo? One of those. Urosoyo or uosoyo. Do I know any other word? Can I figure this out on my own? Do I know any other word where I have an R in the end and I know the conjugation already? Kolda. I caught a cold. That's Kolida. Damn. What else do we have? I can't think of any. Well, I just have to accept it like this. Urosoyo. Uosoyo. Okay, I'm leaving it like this. So now let's think about if we need to conjugate the first one. Is it both in the past? Yes. Is there a considerable amount between it? No. Is there a similar idea? No. Laying on the bed and crying is not similar. So I will not conjugate to the past tense. Okay, so that's my final answer. So let's see what Kaya has. Chonin, Chimde, Uye. Oh, you still use the E. And it's Ui and not Ui. Okay. And there's a space. Are you sure about the space between Chimde and Uye? And are you also sure about the E? I guess you are. Okay, then we have Nu Uosoyo. Oh, of course. Oh man, why am I doing those stupid mistakes? Crazy. I just remove the B and I don't add the U. Holy shit. Of course, there's just another U. That's a bit overkill. I'm pretty sure. Okay. Okay, at least I got the conjugation of ulda correct. That's the only thing I got correct in the sentence. Nice. Yeah, damn. Yeah, just stupid mistake. Like nupta. Forgot the second U. I kinda thought the second U gets merged with the first U from the stem. So then they merge and it becomes noso. Yeah, I guess not a completely stupid thought, right? Same vowels merging. No, I'm fine. It's reasonable, I think, to think that way, even if it's wrong. Okay, and then yeah, the uye, yeah, wasn't quite sure anymore. Okay, let's see.
Okay, this sentence again is sort of two separate sentences, or two separate sections to one sentence. And the first one is to indicate that you lay on the bed, or that you were lying on the bed, but this happened in the past tense. And okay, and then after or while I'm laying on the bed, and as I'm lying on the bed, I cried as I'm lying on the bed. I indicated in lesson 17 that if you're doing something like this, for example, if you're standing and doing an action, or if you're sitting and doing an action, or if you're lying down and doing an action, what you should do is add that same thing that we saw up here. You want to add either this or this to the verb to indicate that you're sort of in that state as the next action happens. Well, the subject of the sentence is I, so I'll start by putting this here. I'm lying on the bed, so I'm going to indicate that by just putting chimde, and that's the place in which this is happening. So I'm going to put a onto chimde. Now, the verb for to lie, and I hate this word in English. I never know if it's lie or to lay or to lie, or anyways. You know what I mean if I'm talking about a bed here. You're not really lying to a bed, as in you're like telling him a trick or something like that. So if I make a mistake with this English, don't get too mad at me here, but as long as the Korean is correct, that's really all that matters to me. Now, if I'm lying on this bed, or if I lay on this bed, what I want to do is let me just write the stem of the verb, which is nupta. Now, if I add this or this to nupta, oh, look at this. This is going to be an irregular. Now, you learned your irregulars in lesson 7. And if you attach this to nupta, what's going to happen is this letter down here at the bottom is going to be eliminated. And instead, it's going to, well, that letter is going to change into this. Now, the auto will be added directly to that. So it's going to look like this and say nu auto. Now, this is just indicating that I lay on the bed. If I want to indicate what I did as I lay on the bed, well, I have to put that after here. And there's no object. You can't really act on an object if you're crying. It's sort of one of those verbs that, like to go, or maybe something like that, where you're not really acting on an object if you're just saying you're crying. So I won't put an object here. I just need to indicate that I cried. Well, the verb for to cry is 울다. And if I conjugate that into the past tense, it would look like this. 울었어요. This sentence would read 저는 침대에 누워서 울었어요.
You don't even see the
next sentence
completely.
I would like.
Okay, but yeah. So the good idea. Kaya, one question. Did you wait until you sent this message? Did you like specifically wait for me to stop the video and then you sent it? Or are you really behind on the stream? Because I said the word with merging the U's. I said that like over a minute ago. Okay, nice, okay. Okay, good idea, but it can't be because there is a word nuda, which becomes noyo. Well, in English or in German, I think there are verbs that no, okay, not in English maybe, but in German there are words that get conjugated and completely look like another word then. So that doesn't stop it. The existence of another word that has the same conjugation doesn't stop the other word from conjugating like that. Okay, but yeah. Okay, so the other difference was the chimde, he just put e, and we both put we. I made it wrong, but the idea was the same. So we both are saying it's really on top of the bed, and he's just leaving that information out. Maybe, so my assumption is you can only use a and not really use a specific like positional word if it's clear, if it's obvious from the context or from the word itself. It's clear that you're not laying next to the bed, for example. So maybe in those cases the ui can be omitted, or is there another reason for that? What do you think? Then again, I saw sentences like I placed the pen on the table and like ui was used. But it's also clear that you put it on the table, not under the table or next to the table. So in that case, it was still used. So it's a bit weird for me. I agree, there might be something I don't know because I see the way I wrote a lot. Okay. Okay, so maybe it can be omitted if it's clear, but it's not very common. Okay. Okay, that's good information, thank you. Should we do the other two as well? Yeah, let's do them. Let's go.
Try
Number 4.
We want to invite that friend too. I'll give you 10 seconds and you can start now.
Okay. Let's go. We don't have Chon in here. Uri. Urinen. Oh, we want to. Koshipta. Okay. We want to invite. Yeah, okay. That friend too. Ooh, there are a lot of grammatical concepts here. Okay, so we start off by saying that friend. Ke Chingu. Chingure. We like inviting is hopefully acting on an object, so I put re here. Ke Chingure. And then we use invite, or well, to is there as well. To is, I think, do. So I will put do here. I'm not sure if it replaces the re. I think it does actually. So I think it's chingudo. Not sure about that, but we'll leave it like this now. To invite is chode, I think. Chode. Yes, chode hada. Let me put the full so I don't forget the ha again. Chode hada. I think that's correct. But we want to indicate that we want that. Not we are inviting the friend, we want to invite. So I remove the da, only the da this time. And we put go shipda. And now we conjugate shipda. Wait, is it? Yeah, shipda is correct. Shipoyo, right? Shipoyo. Shipoyo. Yeah, should be correct. So 우리는 그 친구도 초대하고 싶어요. We want to invite that friend too. Okay, final answer. So let's see. 우리는 그 친구도. Nice. Okay, no re, just the do, replace the re. Nice. 초대하고 싶어요. Okay, so that is, it looks like that's completely correct. That's nice. So let's go to the answer here.
This is we. So I'm going to start by putting this here. Now, we want to indicate that we want to invite that friend, and that's really the object of the sentence. We want to invite that friend, but also that friend too.
By the way, should I increase the speed for this? Because sometimes I think it's a bit like slow how he explains the things that we already know.
So that friend in Korean is, well, that is just 그, and 친구 is friend. So right now I have that friend, but I want to indicate that I want to sort of invite maybe some other friend and some other friend, but also this friend or that friend too. And if I want to do that, I have to put 도 on here. So this part here is this 그 친구도 is that friend too. Now, if I want to indicate that I invite him or want to invite him, well, if I want to indicate that I want to do any action, I need to put some verb followed by putting ko onto the stem of that verb and then 싶다 at the end. So all I need to really do here is put the translation for to invite in this form down here to indicate that I want to invite this friend. So what I should do is put the verb for to invite, which is 초대하다. So it's going to be 초대하, and then sort of gets attached to this 고싶다. This would be sort of a possible conjugation, but I always conjugate my verbs and adjectives using the informal high respect form. So it's going to be 싶어요. This sentence would read, 우리는 그 친구도 초대하고 싶어요. The next sentence I would like you to try.
Okay, yeah, I will do it next time when we have the same and we're pretty sure that it's correct. Then I will increase the speed. If I'm completely unsure about something, I will leave it like it is.
I don't want to eat at home. I'll give you 10 seconds and you can start now.
Ooh, negative want to. I think I forgot that. G 않아요. Gianta. I think Gianta. Or an, but in front of the stem of the eat in this case. Yeah, I think I have it. Okay, let's do it. Number 5. I will put it up here. Okay. 저는 I don't want to eat at home. At home, we learned that home is basically house, so it's 집에. Yeah. And now we have an 먹고 싶어요. What's this? 싶. 저는 집에 안 먹고 싶어요. Yeah, okay, I think it looks fine already. Let me still do like an alternative here. So we copy everything. And I will try to use the different negative form. So I remove the an in the middle. And I put... can you do that with this one? Difficult. Okay. Anji. I guess the only choice you have is to put it at the sheep. But that seems wrong. I will still write it out, but I think it's wrong. G an anayo. 쉽지 않아요. Okay, so that's my answer here. 먹고 쉽지 않아요. Maybe. Okay, so let's see. Kaya. 저는 집에서. Okay, 에서. What is eso again? And then 먹고. Oh, you actually use that second. Okay, that's interesting. 먹고 싶지 않아요. Okay, nice. Actually the same. So except the saw after home. So this negative form, I think it's weird because in the first, let me put here 5a here. 5a. So in 5a, the things that makes the sentence negative, the it comes in front of mock and not in front of sheep. That's very weird to me. Because it makes it feel like I want to not eat, because it's like the is in front of the mock, so it's like not eating, but it's a positive to want. Of course it's not like that, but it feels like it. But I still know it's correct. So you put the in front of the mock. But if you do the other negative form with G and ta, you actually use it at sheep and not at mock. So that's a bit weird for me, that one negative form you use at the one word, the one verb, and the other negative form you put at the other verb. So that's a bit weird. Okay, let's go.
Indicate that I don't want to do something. It's going to look very...
So I'm leaving this as normal speed here.
Very similar to the end of the sentence that I had up here. However, I'm also going to add the negative ending.
Different colors for the first time. Wow. We really reached some advanced level of Korean learning here.
I'm also going to add the negative ending 지 않다 to the end of this something 고 싶다, or in this case it's 싶어요, but it's going to be 고 싶다, but 고 싶, and then G is going to be attached to that. And the verb in this case, the thing that I want to do, or the thing that I don't want to do, is to eat. So I'm going to just sort of start by putting that at the very end. So there's going to be a big space between I and the end, just sort of because I was just talking about this. So I know that I have to put this and then this, and that is used to indicate that one wants to do something. That's just the stem. But if I want to indicate that one doesn't want to do something, well, I need to add that to 싶다. So 지 않다 is going to be added to 싶다. Now, again, this is the just, sort of an unconjugated form of this, but usually I conjugate this into the informal high respect. So I'm going to put...
He's always saying this. Every time.
At the end. But really this here, and this is something that needs to be attached to something, really this is just saying that you don't want to do something, but I haven't really indicated what the verb that I don't want to do is. Well, what I don't want to do is to eat. So I'm going to put the verb 먹다, and I'm not going to actually put ta because that's not part of the stem, but I'm just going to put just 먹 right here. And what I have in this whole form is just I don't want to eat. But if I want to indicate that it's at home, well, that's sort of the easiest part. The word for home or house is 집. And if I want to indicate that that's the place in which this action of eating is happening, you learned in a previous lesson that you have to put 에서 to indicate that. Now, this sentence would read, 저는 집에서 먹고 싶지 않아요. I should point out that you don't necessarily need to use this gianta form instead of using that. And I'm going to say this just because I'm afraid that I'm going to get questions about this. You could finish the sentence like this, and also, well, you have to indicate that you don't want to do it. So you could put this negative on here. So you could say 저는 집에서 안 먹고 싶어요. Well, that was fun. I hope you learned a lot.
Okay, nice. So, both sentences almost correct. Only the saw is missing, and I have to admit that I don't really remember this as well anymore. So, yeah, let me go to that lesson. Where's a saw? I think here, lesson 13. Äggeso. We 해서. I'm not seeing it. Is it not here? It's also not here. That's interesting. Where is it? Eso. Is it here? I guess it's here then. No. Korean numbers, counters. Passive verbs. I don't know it anymore. So I just quickly go through every lesson now and put in my search eso. Eso. It's not here. Not here. Not here. Oh. Here it is. Korean particles. Ah, okay. I missed it here. Eso. Okay. From. Makes no sense. Foreign learners of eso and a. Eso is used to denote the location in which the subject is doing. Ah, okay, that's it. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, then it's clear. Ah, so if I'm doing the action at that location, then use eso. Okay, yeah. Now I remember. All good. Okay, so that's it for this lesson. We are at 7:26 p.m. 7 p.m. 26. Yeah, so next time we will do the second video, which is the listening video, and then we also have the exercise of the workbook. Actually, I do not have the exercise of the workbook because the exercise of the workbook is this one, and I don't have it yet. But I think it's a good practice. What is it? Like it's $5 for each one of those. I will just get it until tomorrow. So I will have it, and then we will do the exercise for lesson 17. So listening practice video and exercise for lesson 17. Yeah, that will be what we do tomorrow. And after that, we are already done with lesson 17. That was one of the easier lessons, I have to say. Yeah, but I think the listening practice video and the exercise will completely fill tomorrow's lesson anyways, so we'll not be able to do the vocabulary or start the vocabulary with lesson 18. That will be the day after tomorrow. Okay, so that's it. Thanks a lot for watching and participating, as always, and see you tomorrow. Bye bye, annyeong.